So I'm Barry John. I set up the VC Gallery after leaving the army after 24 years in December 2013, and I've been using art as a way of communication, art engagement, where I get ex-soldiers, veterans, people from the community together in a kind of creative hub so we can get funky with art and have a good time, have terrible coffee, and to communicate and to be a part of a team, camaraderie that comes with that. People are suffering with any kind of illness, PTSD, any kind of social exclusion. If they're feeling down, depressed, then at least they've got somewhere to come as a small little hub, a creative hub, and to be able to use it as a signposting tool.
My anger issues started, I think, from scenarios in Iraq and Afghan, but also when I come out as well. I think it was a lack of education, lack of job opportunities, no one there to give me that opportunity to prove that I could work. It's just, I bottle things up. So rather than letting anger out like everyone does, I keep it inside. And eventually something triggered it and caused it to kick off. When I was made redundant, there were a lot of issues with finding work because of the criminal record. So then I was pointed in the direction of Barry and just come down to have a chat with him, and he got me involved with helping around the community and a lot of volunteer work, and also getting a lot of the issues down on the canvas. We got out through the community. We were helping with young carers, help with the aged, and just getting out and doing bits and bobs around the community. And then eventually a company come in with a couple of clients, which is a care company, and they loved my way of working with the clients. They liked the fact that I didn't look at them with disability. I treated them like everyone else is treated, and it went from there then. Eventually I found work. I'd done my CRB check, I was open and honest with them about my past, and they gave me the chance then.
The art is probably only 10% of it. The art is the fun and getting engaged, but using it as a tool of communication. So we can have a bit of fun, we can produce amazing funky art, look at art history, but also then being able to talk about anything that might be going on in a confidential way, where we can look at signposting to other organisations that can make a difference in their life, or they might not have thought of. So for example, if I've had someone that's come to the studio that has been suffering from depression for quite some time and has done pretty much nothing about it, the family situation is starting to get worse and worse and worse, alcohol comes on board, possibly drugs, then it's a position to say, look, you know, do you think this is the way forward? Should we have a look at other organisations out there? And there's been many times that people are so entrapped in their own life and their own conditions that they don't think outside the box, and that there are organisations out there that can help them. And what the VC Gallery does is use the location as a conduit to get other people involved to help that person individually.
My name's Paul, I'm 21 years old. And I've been diagnosed with ADHD as a child, and this is my story. Basically last year went into the army, pushed 4 years to get in, came out within training within 3 weeks because it wasn't for me. I've struggled with a few things, you know, some of my learning difficulties and all that, because I struggle with simple stuff. So came out and went down on a bit of a low where I was cutting myself. Tried to top myself once or twice. Came down to see Barry for help, which is the VC Gallery. He got me to do a bit of art to occupy myself and help me with my CV. And then he's obviously managed to get me into some voluntary work.
VC Gallery also mediates certain issues, from social exclusion to housing, to financial issues, where we will again signpost, same as we would do mental health issues. And a byproduct sometimes of mental health issues is that financially they start going down, kind of head in the sand. And if we've got like-minded people all working together as a community with core values like they would have had in the military, selfless commitment, loyalty, integrity, you know, honour, all these things together, they're used to these before, so we're just tapping back into it and giving an opportunity to get together, like I said, as a community, bit of fun, you know, not too serious, but also the serious underlying thing is we're helping each other out.
My name's Dave Owen. I'm the local PCSO for Haverfordwest Town. I've been doing that for about 7 years. I've known Barry probably for about 5 years before he set this up. So I kind of got involved in the early stages of it. And you know, from the get-go you could see what a positive thing it was, because a lot of the people he deals with have come through our system. And because this isn't a sort of, you can see for yourself, not an institutionalised sort of place, it's very informal, very relaxed, and it's out of the ordinary. People who come here feel that because previously they may have been dealt with in custody suites or in hospitals and places like that, which are all very formal, very clinical. Here, very relaxed. And you can see it in the way they start to behave shortly after they start coming here. And from the police point of view, it gives us a way of getting to know people who've maybe committed crime or had mental health issues, had problems we've dealt with, but not from that direction, from a more informal direction. You get to know the people, and they're more open. You can then find out what's wrong, and then if there are further issues or they have lapses, because it's a known face or that they know you, oftentimes that will stop anything from actually occurring, and you just sit down and have a chat for 10 minutes, and instead of an incident happening, or they, you know, get in a fight with somebody or lose it or go off missing, you spend the whole day, you know, a phone call or a chat with somebody they know, that's it. So, you know, it's a useful tool and a helpful thing.
It's not occupational therapy what we do. It's just about art. It's just about art and being together as a community, helping each other out. And if we can make a 1% difference, that's pretty much more than they had before they walked through the door. But it's being welcoming and to have a place to come if they're feeling down. Like I said, it could be just a cup of coffee. There's people that come to us that don't want to go and seek extra help, but they know if they do need to come somewhere, they can just come down and have a chat.
Hi, my name's Pete. I've been coming down to the VC Gallery for about 2.5 months. I'm self-employed, I'm a bushcraft instructor and primitive material cultures expert. I also suffered from depression. One of the reasons I do come down here is that I have to keep myself occupied. Motivation is one of my main issues. I mean, it gets to the point where I don't get much done because I haven't got it in me, is to be the best way to put it. I've looked into sort of antidepressants that should never work. They made me worse, if anything else. So I keep myself occupied, and coming down here is a big help. Sort of as much social connection with other people as sort of the art side of things.
My name's Martin Lewis, and I'm an ex-Royal Engineer. Coming out of the forces, I got involved in engineering, having studied electrical engineering whilst I was in the Royal Engineers, until I decided to change it up a little bit. Went back into education, studied coastal and marine science as a 28-year-old. Whilst doing that, I volunteered for a charity in Pembrokeshire called the Darwin Centre. The Darwin Centre is a charity which is out there to try and engage with young people and communities in all things science and engineering. So in my experience of working with the VC Gallery and others across this part of Wales, I know that there are organisations just like the VC Gallery. They may not be dealing with art, they may be dealing with any kind of aspect of the world, but there are people out there and agencies out there that are there to support you. So if you recognise somebody you know or somebody you're associated with that may have mental health problems, I would definitely recommend that you seek out these agencies, go to your local mental health care professionals and try and find out who's delivering this type of activity, because getting involved at this grassroots level is really a great way to help the people that you care about to get themselves back on track and to get themselves back involved in the world at large.
There are lots of like-minded people out there who have maybe been in your position before that have got better, that there is support networks out there. It's just being able to know where they are, what they do, and to be confident that they will help you. And there is people out there that care.